Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Leon again. Welcome back to the channel. This is Level Up Fitness, where I give you the tools that you need to level up in your fitness life or your life overall. And today we've got a life overall topic, okay? I wanted to talk about something that I feel is a genuine problem among today's youth, meaning, people in their late teens, early 20s, mid 20s, late 20s. And that is, trying to fill this void that we tend to have. Once we get out of school, whether it be high school or college, sometimes we don't exactly know where to go, what's next, how to do it, and we end up kind of having this emptiness that we have inside us that we tend to fill with things that are not so productive, things that are not the healthiest things. Now, why do I want to talk about this? Well, because I have, life experience in having the void and filling the void. And I'm going to tell you how you can fill that void later, but I'm going to explain to you why this is so important to me based off of my life experience. Now, I used to be, a very typical young person, working 9 to 5s, just, anxiously waiting for the weekend so I could go out and have fun and release from my 9 to 5 and then go back, to the 9 to 5 hustle and so on, and I had no particular goals in life. I had no drive to really do anything outside of what was absolutely required to, pay my bills and handle responsibilities, and that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all. A lot of people think that that's what being a man is you take care of responsibilities and you don't bitch and you do what you need to do and you work really hard. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I was not really happy. I mean, I was always, well, I still am, but I've always been, someone that, can make people laugh, that, can have great social interactions, can make friends really easily. I'm just really good at making people feel comfortable around me. And I've used that to my advantage through a lot of my, 9 to 5, evolution in terms of the jobs that I've had, and the positions that I've acquired, and so on. And I'm very grateful for that. But deep down within myself, I was not truly happy. I was more of just kind of present and there and just kind of tolerating life, I guess, to an extent. I was living with my mom. And, as much as I love my mom, obviously I wanted to move on my own, but, I didn't have the money, so I had to get the money up for that. And, a lot of the friends that I had, were, from high school, and we were kind of doing the same things that we were doing from high school, hanging out every other day or so, smoking pot, chilling, talking about whatever, pretty much nothing, and just kind of just going about life, and so pretty much to sum it up, it was just kind of like I was just, coasting. I was just coasting through life. It wasn't really, going in any particular direction. I was just kind of just living, just kind of hoping that something would fall in my lap, that something would kind of, eventually life would be like, all right, here's the next step, and then I would figure it out from there. But, unfortunately, that's not quite how it works. If you don't put in the effort to, do something new with your life, chances are it probably, won't happen. You have to put in, a particular amount of effort to find that next step for yourself that you want. And so again, I just was at a point in my life where I was just looking for that next step. I was like, man, I just wish that I had, I just didn't feel like I had any purpose really, that I had, no, that there was nothing really that meaningful about my life, it's like, yeah, I was a great person and everything like that. I had great friends and a social life or whatever, but I just didn't feel like there was much meaning in what I was doing every day. And so, then you know, uh, I started my fitness journey as my first step in kind of trying to figure things out in my life. And through my fitness journey, that sparked my now greatest passion, and that is, fitness and strength training and stuff like that. And that is what I'm doing now as a career. And so you might be asking yourself, okay, Leon, so what's the point here? Like, how do I fill this void within myself, right? Because again, we fill this void with, you know, relationships, toxic relationships that we don't need because we don't want to be alone. We fill these voids with drugs and alcohol. We fill these voids with, pointless social interactions. We fill this void with, so many different things that aren't really getting us anywhere, right? To just kind of fill that void and distract us from, the reality that we're not really doing much, right? So, how you fill that void, guys, is you have got to find something that you love doing in this life and find a way to monetize it, okay? You have to find a way to monetize what you love to do and make it a career for yourself. And now, is that easy? Hell no. Absolutely it's not. If it was and everyone would be doing it, it would be the new trend. Everyone would be doing what they love to do, period. They would not be working 9 to 5s, right? Now, again, I have nothing against 9 to 5s. Get it how you live. I totally understand. I just feel like, there's more to life than working for somebody else. But that's just me. You can agree or disagree with that. It's totally fine. But the reason why I say that you need to find that purpose in your life is because it does so many things for your life that benefit you as a human being. When you feel like you're working towards something that you genuinely want for yourself, it completely changes your life in terms of your attitude, your character, your personality, everything. Everything changes when you're actively pursuing something that you truly want for yourself instead of something that you're just settling for. Okay, there's a huge difference. Now, so I'm gonna give you a few examples of just how exactly finding this purpose like in your life helps. Okay, and for one, it fills your schedule, right? All that empty time that I used to have every single day, I would go to work, come home, and then that was it. I had nothing else going on in my life. Absolutely nothing. Okay, I would spend time like with friends, maybe family. Like every blue moon, because I have a very small family. But besides that, that was it. I had nothing going on. Okay, nothing. And like ever since I found my purpose in life, what I love to do, which is personal training, and trying to create my own business in that field, I have been literally busy all the time. Like I literally have stuff going on all the time because I voluntarily, willingly create tasks for myself that push me towards that goal. Okay. Because like Mark Cuban said from Shark Tank, I'm not sure if you guys know who Mark Cuban is, but he's like a billionaire entrepreneur. What he says about working 80 hours to not work 40 is 100% true. I am working all the time trying to get to my dreams, and it makes me very, very busy. And that busyness makes me feel great, makes me feel like my time is meaningful, that it's time well spent. Okay, I'm not just sitting and loafing around and watching TV and just doing nothing, just killing time. I can go to sleep feeling like I've actually accomplished something most days. Okay, so and then it builds your confidence as a person when you feel like you're actually putting in the effort in doing something that you love for yourself and making it a full-time career. You feel better about yourself because you're taking that step that most people don't want to or can't comprehend, that aren't willing to sacrifice for, because it takes genuine sacrifice. That productivity, which is something that I'll get to again in a second, but that productivity that you have is you have to sacrifice a lot to have that productivity, because you can't, there's no more than 24 hours in a day. So you have to choose where you want to put those hours. Is it working towards your purpose, or is it fucking around and just doing whatever, right? So it builds confidence because you just feel a lot better about yourself knowing that you're that you're trying to pursue in life what you really want, and you're not just settling. So that helps a lot with confidence. And it builds kind of along the confidence piece. It builds genuine happiness, and it really fills your soul. Like I said, when you are making progress in accomplishing your dreams, whether it's in small incremental amounts, okay, it brings you genuine happiness. There are many, many days where I literally tear up because of how much fun I'm having just trying to pursue my dreams, trying to build a business for myself, right? Like there's not one day that I go into work at my gym right now. Well, not my gym, excuse me, but at the gym I work at right now to train my clients. Not one day do I ever go in there and I'm upset. Then I'm like, oh damn it, I gotta train clients again. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not exactly the happiest guy in the world every single day. Obviously we all have our off days as human beings, but I'd say 95% of the time I'm genuinely excited for work. Once you have that happiness for yourself doing something that you love every day, it's a happiness unlike no other. It's there's a different kind of happiness with doing something that you love compared to the happiness that you experience from entertainment, the happiness that you experience from companionship with a significant other. There's the happiness wherever else. It is a genuinely different kind of happiness. It feels like it just nourishes the soul. You feel it really deep within you, and it's unlike anything else. So, and then it takes you away from things that get in the way that would otherwise be unhealthy regardless. Okay, so for example, like I said, I used to smoke weed all the time. I used to drink a lot. I wasn't necessarily an alcoholic for most of my life. I did have a couple of years there where I was kind of going off the deep end from dealing with shit in my life. But anyway, so now that I am so busy all the time, I literally cannot compromise that with smoking pot and drinking on the regular like I used to. I just can't. My sleep is so valuable to me now. A, because I'm busy all the time, so I need to be alert, and B, I train hard in the gym, so I need to be on point for that. Smoking pot and drinking is just not worth it to me like it used to be. I just have no real desire to do it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I never do it, but it's just much more rare. Much more rare. It's for maybe special occasions or whatever. And in terms of drinking, when I go out, I have maybe 1 to 3 drinks, and then that's about it. I don't ever really go past that because again, it's just not really worth it to me. I don't see the trade-off of sleep, compromising my next day to be worth it anymore. But that came from me being on my purpose, from me, doing something that I love to do that is more important to me than using these vices that I used to. So those are some ways that being on a mission, being on my purpose has really helped me in my life, and I think that would translate to your life as well if you found something that you love to do on a daily basis as well and pursued either you don't necessarily need to own your own business, but you do, and this is something that I'm about to get into in a second, so I'll just get into it. But anyway, so obviously life isn't fair, right? Not everyone's going to be able to find their purpose. Not everyone's going to be able to, create their own business, right? Sometimes we just can't discover what that is. And if that's the case, then you have got to at least find a job that you genuinely enjoy, or at least joyously tolerate. Okay, so what exactly do I mean by that? So, like I said, not everyone's going to be able to find something that they can be entrepreneurial with, and that's fine. You don't have to own your own business to be happy, okay? But at the same time, you do have to be working at a job somewhere that brings you fulfillment to some degree, that brings you joy to some degree. Okay, if you don't like to, you know, do concrete work, if you don't like to work in construction, if you don't like to work in hospitality, if you don't like to work in, you know, whatever field of business, you need to get out of that and find something else that you enjoy doing, even if it might take a sacrifice of income in the short term to get to where you want in terms of having something that's more fulfilling. So I'm telling you, there is no darkness like working a job you hate, you can't stand. Okay, and I know this from experience. I used to do construction jobs in the past that I just had absolutely no passion for at all. And I would get up at like the crack of dawn, literally, just sick, just pissed off. Like, man, like, god damn it, I gotta go and, you know, lift these heavy ass bricks all day, then lay this concrete all day in the hot sun. Like, I just hated it. It was miserable. But back then, you know, I kept myself pushing with the whole, you know, mentality of like, you know, you just gotta work hard, you know, you just gotta take your responsibilities. And yeah, that is how it's gonna be for a lot of us in the beginning. Okay, period. I mean, that's just the way it is. Most of us aren't gonna really like understand or even have the work ethic to pursue our purpose in the beginning when we're like just getting out of school and stuff like that, if we haven't really worked hard yet. I do believe that if you're super young, like if let's say you're still in like your late teens, then I mean I do suggest that you know work whatever job just to learn how to work hard, just to learn how to, you know, have that work ethic that you're gonna need, you know, foundationally for the rest of your life in terms of trying to pursue something greater later in life. But reality is that you guys got to stop giving yourself excuses in terms of why I can't do this, why it's not the right time, not the perfect time. Okay, there's no such thing as a perfect time. You just have to start today. You have to put in the baby steps today. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like, I am still learning so many things about how to create a business and everything like that, and you know, in terms of marketing, and you know, there's so many different things that I'm still learning about on a daily basis. And but even from where I started to now, I feel like I'm much more put together now than when I started. But I knew that I just had to start. I had to fuck up and continue to f up to, you know, to find the right way, period. You know, I just knew that if I tried to sit here and be Mr. Perfect with everything starting out, I would never get anywhere because I don't know what perfect is. I don't know what that looks like yet. I haven't been in the game long enough to even comprehend that. So for me to sit here and think that I'm capable of doing that in the beginning is ignorant. I knew that I had to just start. Whether it, you know, it didn't matter how I looked. It didn't matter how well it was. I just needed to start, and I knew that I could continue to improve upon whatever I did, and that's what I've been doing for like I think about like a year and a half now. You know, I've just been constantly trying to, you know, improve my craft, improve my content, continue to get myself out there. Okay, and I know that it'll pay off in the long run. You know, it could take years. You know, there's no such thing as a shortcut to success. Period. If anyone out there, and this is also something too that I will probably talk about in a separate video because we're running late on time. But if, you know, when you become an entrepreneur and you try to be successful in a field, you're going to have people trying to sell you shortcuts to success in that field or success overall as an entrepreneur. Don't fall for the hype. I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a shortcut to success. All they're trying to do is take your little money that you have started out and put it in their pocket. It's all that is. You have to realize that if you want to be successful, like in this life, it is a long, boring, monotonous process of constantly working, trying to get to the next step. That's just the way it is. I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat it for you. I'm well aware of that myself, and I fully accepted that. But I know that because I love what I'm doing, that monotonous, repetitive cycle will be so much fun and fulfilling to me. Okay, that's the difference. You know, when those years that would otherwise feel like long ass years don't feel like that because you don't really feel that time as much as you would if you were doing something that you can't stand, that you hate. You feel every minute doing something that you don't like. But I mean, I'll have entire days pass of training that just fly by like that because I'm having so much fun. I'll train my clients and then I'll work on my business and then I'll go to sleep. You know? So it's like, that's just how it is. At the end of the day, success takes time. I'm nowhere near where I want to be yet, but I have taken the first steps and done enough that I can tell you guys how much it has changed my life so far in terms of positives. And you know, maybe I can get into how it's you know, negatively affected my life as well, because obviously there's no, you know, like only pros to anything. There's obviously cons to things like that. But I can tell you right now that the pros heavily outweigh the cons in terms of, you know, busting your ass trying to achieve your dreams. So that's where I'm going to leave it, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video today. If you did, make sure to leave a like for the algorithm below to help get me out there to more people. Comment below what you liked about it, what you learned about it. If you have any questions, if you have any topic ideas for the next video, anything that you want to hear, whether it be an extension of something in this video or something totally different, you know, fitness, life related. So yeah, comment below, share this video with your friends. Make sure if you're new, welcome, and subscribe. Make sure to turn on that notification bell so you never miss an upload. And I will see you guys in the next one.